All right, y'all. Welcome back to Chopping It Up Official. We are in the building. Well, I am. From the app to the trap. It's your boy Ferris.
I am Chartel coming in via Zoom from the A.
Man. So we're going to have a great ass show today. We got a lot of shit to talk about. A lot of stuff in the news right now. Man. So we're just going to jump right into blase. We got the baby out here. Apparently homophobic remarks. Not apparently. They are.
Yes. And then he is.
And then he tried to apologize, but his apologize was half-assed, if that's even what you would call it.
No.
But
I wouldn't even call it a half-ass. Apology. I would call it him clarifying what he meant. Like, He meant what he said. No, he said, y'all either get on board or get the fuck off the train, is what I heard.
So he said, essentially, and Chopping It Up does not condone anything that we are about to say, but essentially, so he said that, put your cell phone light up if you're not out in the parking lot sucking dick. He said, put your cell phone light up if you haven't had AIDS in the last 2 or 3 weeks or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just going in on something like, oh, go ahead.
For the gay community, like, women suck dick, it's not, I don't think it was just targeted for the gay community, but I think in the larger context it was. They thought.
And then in his clarification, so he's like, oh, well, I mean, at least he's like, gay or straight, they were all rocking with me. There were cell phone lights up in the air. Gay or straight, my fans aren't the ones with HIV. They take care of themselves. They're not dirty.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just like, damn, dude, man, when you're in that type of spotlight, once again, it's always be mindful, be self-aware. And I mean, now you're getting dragged. Now it's obviously the cancel culture. People are coming from nowhere, So it's just like, they're trying to cancel this man. Where do you stand on this? I'm gonna let you go first.
Ooh, cha. Where to start? I was taken aback. So my sister, so I saw a headline on Twitter about it and I just rolled my eyes. I was like, he out here playing games again, whatever, right? People say all types of shit. But then my sister played the clip of what he said and I was appalled.
Yeah.
So to me, she played the clip in its entirety. To me, it did sound like he was coming for the LGBTQ community, right? Like,
yeah.
And it was so awful. It was truly awful. And for me, I was like, why did you even need to say this? Like, I wasn't at the concert or nothing, but just the clip that I heard, I was just like, why was this even warranted? It felt out of the blue to me. Like, what's going on in your life where this felt like the platform for you to say this shit?
Man, that part. And then I also feel like, so like everyone that's coming out. So you have Elton John, you have Madonna, you have Lil Nas X. Who else? Demi Lovato.
Madonna's what?
Man, even Madonna had something to say about it. She was just like,
I'm sorry. That coming out, I thought you meant of the closet.
Oh, no. She's coming out to say that you need to have your facts right before you say certain things, even if you were meaning it in just kind of like a joking way or whatever. Like, words have power, and you're not even stating facts
at all. He literally went off the handle. I felt like I was listening to Trump again.
I wouldn't go that far, but
flying off the fucking handle.
There's certain things that you can and can't do. There's certain things that if you say, it could ultimately derail your train. So it's like, man, just being fucking mindful. Like, what the fuck? Like, I hate seeing people get in this position. Can he bounce back? Yes, he's fresh. He's new. He's only been out a couple years, mainstream wise. I'm sure he's been doing shit because he's from Charlotte. So I'm sure he's been booming there for years. But it's like, bro, once you got your limelight, there's certain ways that you gotta move in the industry to be relevant and to be I guess, quote unquote, safe, where you don't have to worry about your money.
Yeah, but I also wonder too if, like Trump, he's got a bunch of followers who agree with him.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I've seen it on the other side where I was looking on. I don't have Twitter. Twitter's old. Like on Instagram, Facebook, like people are backing what he's saying, but also you have a lot of individuals who are like, no, fuck that shit. Like that's not right. That's not good. I mean, here on Chopping It Up, obviously we support LGBTQ.
Yes.
Any community, Asian, Black, white, doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
So.
Agreed. I definitely felt like he flew off the handles. And for what? Why? Why are you marginalizing yourself like that?
Right. Yeah, I don't know shit. But that's just crazy. Yeah. What's your question?
Yeah. So my friends and I were talking about this some night, Friday. And is it cancel worthy? Like, are we all done with the baby?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people just in general put a lot of weight on celebrities, athletes, people who at the end of the day, like, y'all look up to these motherfuckers. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll listen to your music, I'll watch your movies, I'll admire your art or whatever you do. But at the end of the day, like, bro, I'm not looking at you for wisdom, guidance for the most part. There's some individuals that are famous that are doing things that I'm like, okay, I rock with you. Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Elon Musk. You know, there's certain individuals that I don't do that. So what you got to say about Elon? Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. Why him? Because he's got a bunch of money.
Why Elon Musk? So essentially, no, not because he has a bunch of money. So Elon Musk he's constantly putting out shit. One, he's with the movement with Black Lives Matter.
Is he? Tell me more. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying he's with the movement. He's also saying, so we're always out here doing baby showers, shit like that. But he's like, why not have business showers? You know, why don't you come together and when you got a homie, you have a person in your network that is trying to start a business, why not celebrate that shit?
That's
you know, why not circle around? You know, so there's certain gems that he drops where I like that. Like I'll listen, I'll see, and I'm like, okay, so I like the way that he moves. I'm not saying I know everything that he stands for, that he stands with, but the things that I see whether it's BLM, whether it's promoting entrepreneurship.
Like, how is he supporting Black Lives Matter? I don't know. So
man, so he's out there, whether it's like a Sean King where he'll retweet something that that Sean King posted. He's openly said that he supports the movement. He condones a lot of stuff that Trump was talking about, whether that's, when Trump was saying the China virus. I mean, I know that's not BLM, but I'm just saying, I'm kind of giving an overview. So he's not with that. He's not with a lot of stuff that Trump was saying. He did back Kaepernick. And that was before George Floyd. I feel like everything's kind of, a lot of these companies, a lot of these corporations, a lot of these a lot of these entertainers have all of a sudden jumped in the bandwagon after the George Floyd situation, the George Floyd murder.
Yeah.
But he's been backing the shit before then.
Like Bernie.
And a lot of these millionaires, a lot of these, like a Bezos or a Zuckerberg, like you don't hear them talking about that shit because they got, Trump's in their pocket or vice versa. They've sent money that way. And so it's good to see someone in that position actually being like, no, fuck that shit. Like equality. I want to see.
I just didn't know. So I was curious.
Yeah. Anyway, not to go on a rant. But yeah, I forgot where I was even going with that originally before you asked about what did he say or what was he backing. But
you were talking about like how we're like these celebrities we aren't idolizing. Like who are you to like stay these
right. And there's certain ones that there are where I'm like, okay, like I listen to what you got to say. I respect what you have to say. But at the end of the day, it's like the circle that you run with, that's who are the people in your actual life that you can actually touch, that you can actually talk to. That's who you should be looking up to. Now, granted,
Right.
if you don't have anyone, that's unfortunate, but you should be able to look around and find people more influential and more, just honestly more influential in your life than a
Yeah.
fucking celebrity. Like, who gives a fuck what the baby honestly has to say about anything? Who cares what are you gonna say?
No, like, yeah. Like, who are you?
Right. Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't care what the baby's outlook is on LGBTQ community. I don't care what he thinks on Black Lives Matter. I don't care what he thinks about Stop Asian Hate. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, honestly. And
No, I feel
so,
that.
but that's me though. Like, I don't put a lot of weight into celebrities, just anyone outside of, like I said, my circle, the influence that is around me. That's just me though. Some people are very easily manipulated. Some people just, oh shit, the baby said such and such. Well, that's got to be right. Like you said that apparently you can get AIDS in 2 weeks. Well, no, that's not right. Or that you can die from AIDS in 2 weeks or whatever the fuck he said. Like, you got Magic Johnson out here. He done had AIDS since 1970.
Well,
He's still moving around. He's still good. And obviously it's not facts. I'm just exaggerating. I'm just talking shit. But Magic Johnson's still alive, kicking it. So AIDS is not a death sentence.
it's not a death sentence.
Let me rewind back. HIV is not a death sentence. If it turns to AIDS or progresses to AIDS, then you're kind of fucked. But you can. There's preventative treatments right now. There's medication that you can take that will allow you to get your T cells up. I'm going all into the shit, but anyway. So with HIV,
people get tested.
Yeah, get tested.
Get tested. Trust your medical professionals.
Yeah.
Like, do that. And I'll say, I think Magic Johnson took one for the team. I don't think he really has AIDS or HIV. Fine, I said it.
You don't think he ever had it?
I don't think so. It's too fishy. Like, he came out, and I'm literally just like being opinionated. I don't mean to like. This is strictly my thoughts about Magic Johnson.
This is where we separate.
Was so like large in the Black community. They needed a spokesperson to help people get tested and get on meds. I think Magic Johnson was that person.
I can see that to an extent. But
why can't other people not have it?
Wait, say that again?
He's not like, I don't think he still has it. I think he's like, they said he was cured. What?
Well, they did say that. How is
he cured, but other people aren't cured? To me, it's just fishy. And I know like money, blah, blah, blah. But to me, it just seems real fishy.
Okay.
So, but I will say this, people get tested.
Yeah,
take care of yourself.
Please get tested. And that's, not just for HIV, just in general. If
for
you're
everything,
out here,
because
like Chartel had what's Buddy's name? Oh, you ain't gonna say his name, but the dude with, you say he only had 4 kids. This motherfucker got like 6. Anyway, this man out here just shooting up clubs. That's a term for you're not using protection with random women. And so, anyway.
So there could be worse things than a baby out there.
Well, I think I would. That's funny. Hey, be real. I'd rather have COVID than HIV.
Fuck yeah. I've had COVID like twice probably.
I'd rather have Ebola. I'd rather have COVID than Ebola. I'd rather have COVID than E. coli. I'd rather have COVID than salmonella. There's a lot of things. So when they were trying to like hype up this COVID situation, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm out here just living reckless. Wasn't the person that was not wearing a mask or thought it was stupid. But at the end of the day, like the way that they hyped COVID, I'm like, man, there's a lot of things out there that I would take COVID over. Right. Right. Like, let's be real.
No, like, seriously, I definitely would. Like, fuck that noise. And I don't know what fear tactic this is going on centered around COVID. People are like, get the vaccine just so you don't die. I don't think you're going to die with COVID anyway. And I'm not saying that to like not acknowledge the people who have died from COVID complications. I guess I'm just saying like, I get worried when there is so much tunnel vision on one disease that we miss all the other diseases it could be, or all the other things, right?
Correct.
So I'm not going to cough and then have a doctor tell me, oh, it's COVID. Nigga, you missed so much other shit. Could it be bronchitis? Could it be my fucking asthma? Could it be emphysema? Like, what? Like, don't just jump to that and then try to scare me into this vaccine because I'm going to die but from a lot of other shit than from some respiratory disease. So,
well, be real. Tell me, I know I'm not the only person. I know there's listeners. You can comment. Have you ever been like at like some sort of symptom, right? Or symptoms, and you're like, shit, I'm gonna go Google this shit. What the fuck do I got? And it'd be some outlandish shit. You're like, bro, I know I don't have fucking tuberculosis or polio. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I got a cough and the chills. It could be a number of things, right? Yeah, that's just funny. So
I do that all the time. And then I'll like do WebMD and then I'm like, okay, well, I know it's not that. So I'm just going to chill for a little bit till it subsides because this is ridiculous.
I think it's funny when you, like there's like memes where it's like, I mean, it's not funny, but there's memes where it's like someone gets hit and like it's a car crash or something like that. And then the death certificate says like COVID right now.
Yes!
Like, come on, bro. Like, really?
I mean, I told my sister, I was like, if I die during this time, don't let them say it was COVID.
Right.
Don't let them. But I've seen those too. Where, yeah, you get an accident, it's like you die from COVID-related symptoms. What? It's crazy. But no, I feel you. Too much is going on. Everyone get tested for STIs. That's
Seriously. Seriously.
Yeah. Bears, what have you been up to?
Man, I've just been living life, man. I've been out here working 2 jobs, well, damn near 3, but man, working at Cowboy Jacks. They don't sponsor us, but they should.
Yes.
So, man, it's just been, you know, it's the summertime. There's no restrictions here in Minnesota right now. Well, there is, but there isn't. And so you have people out here, you know, they're still on the old. So in Minnesota, we used to have bars would close at 10. You remember that? During COVID. Yeah, bars were only open till 10. Mm-hmm. And then they moved it to midnight. And then I was 2.
Right.
And I feel like people are still out here partying or pre-gaming like things close at 10. Right? Or like, remember like, you know, during COVID, especially when bars were closed, well, shit, I'm going to go to the liquor store. Mm-hmm. I'll make my own bar club. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll invite, it was only 6 people that you could have, but hey, I'm going to invite some people over. We're going to have fun. We're going to pour up our drinks, you know, have game night, whatever. And I feel like people still have that mentality. And then they go to the bar. So they pregame hard. Then they come to the bar. They're already fucked up. And then so it's like, you know, we got to deal with that shit day in and day out.
Drunk people.
Man, people getting tore the hell up for no damn reason.
Right. For no reason. I know someone that, shows up, like exactly like you said, shows up to the club drunk. And it's like, why? Like, what's the point now? You can't even enjoy being here.
Right.
Because
you don't remember being here.
Right. So that's not fun at all.
But
it's crazy.
You know, I know that you're still new to Georgia. And before you came on, me and Michael were talking about them dating nightmares, dating stories again. Now granted, you know, Michael said he thought of some other ones. Not saying that I'm going to have him bring them up, but what'd you say?
I said I can. I don't want to.
But so what? So obviously, I know that you just said that you know, in the last episode that you went out to, what was the place called?
Taco Mac. I'm gonna tag them. They can sponsor us.
Okay, so Taco Mac, where you you know, met someone super cool. Not met someone, but interacted with someone super cool. Got you a shot. So are you thinking that it's looking up? Like things are looking up once you get out there, like, or now that you're there, that you know, the dating scene might be better, or
I think it's just different because, you know, I was in Minnesota for 7 years, and we've talked about the like cliquey culture and stuff, and I don't know what was going on like dating wise. If I'm being honest and getting a little spiritual, I wonder if God was like this isn't your in spot, so you're not going to meet your person here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think here in Georgia, I think it'll be different for sure. I'm not trying to say that like dating here will be much better than Minnesota. I still think unremarkable men live everywhere. But I think it could be different in terms of engagement. Like it's really nice to like have conversations with a guy, have them buy a drink or two. And even if that's just where it goes, the interaction is really nice compared to my interactions in Minnesota where I wasn't doing any of that, right? So I think at the very least, the interactions could be different.
See, I think you were living in a perpetual hot girl summer, and that's your experience.
Yeah. In Minnesota.
In Minnesota, yeah. Like you knew damn well you was going back to Georgia eventually, and you trying to play it off like, oh, all these. I mean, you did have some fucking horrific stories. I'm not gonna downplay that at all. I wasn't there, but hearing what you're saying, that shit sounded terrible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like you're kind of navigating in the whole mind state of, I might not be here forever, so whatever happens is gonna happen. I'm gonna roll with the punches instead of being like, well, shit. Yeah, because I feel like it's very what am I trying to say? It's very like hit or miss with dating online, right?
Definitely. Like, I know people who have like married people on like that they've met online.
Clearly.
Angela on.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think it's just I haven't met my person online, and I think for me, online dating is just different. I can't explain it.
I told you it was Buddy at Panera. See, you missed the guy that actually was into you because he's probably at Panera. He's probably at fucking
go out
first
and meet
time.
people.
Yeah.
Who was at Panera? Or you say he just
No, I'm just
Panera?
saying, like, you probably ignoring him because you're like, shit, I'm going to Exchange on fucking Friday night or some shit.
Oh my God, but Exchange is so fun. You're not my guy if you can't go out and have fun. So that look at that. If you're at Panera on a Friday night, you're not going to be my guy. I want to go out and socialize. But I do want to clarify. I've been thinking about this. I do want to clarify. Like a few episodes ago, we were talking about that guy I met online here in Georgia.
The poem guy.
And I was like listening to our episode, and I was like, oh my God, I sound like a bitch. I just want to clarify that I think it was a guy I met online, Plenty of Fish. I just want to clarify. I think the poem guy. The issue was that I didn't feel like I was the prize. And I can't remember if I said this or not, but I don't want people to think I'm just out here like being a bitch. I think with that situation, I just didn't feel like the prize. I think the prize was him not being single again, like single, right?
Correct. That's what you're saying.
I didn't feel like I matter. So when I talk about like the poems and the like coming to help me move and stuff, yes, all of those things are lovely. But I think for me, it didn't feel lovely. It felt like because he offered it so quickly that I felt like
he was just trying not to be single anymore.
Huh?
He was just trying not to be single anymore. He was like, I need to get in a relationship now.
Exactly. So I think he would have done that with anyone because he was doing what he thought he needed to do to not be single, to like solidify a relationship instead of let me make sure I actually like you before I do any of this. If that makes sense.
Oh, it does. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I just wanted to clarify for our viewers and listeners. I was reflecting and I was like, no, I think it was that and not just the fact that I asked for everything I wanted and it was him and I didn't like that. I think it was.
Well, the funny thing is so remember, it was a couple episodes back when I was talking about, remember the person I said that wanted me to choke him?
Yes.
So I ran into them. Shout out. I mean, I'm sure that person knows who they are. Woo-hoo. But at the end of the day, man, you know, it's a crazy thing because I feel like our producer Michael was kind of talking about like the crazy girls always are like, man, it's something to be missed. Like the intimacy is like on a 10, even if like the mental stability will be at like a 6. You know what I'm saying? Like realistically though, that's the truth. But yeah, so that's just funny. That's just funny as hell.
Is it?
It kind of is.
That's yeah, I don't know. So I think I'm just like I think I've decided that I do better meeting people online or in person because I already have anxiety, and then the like deal of me like building up something online and then hoping it translates in person is just anxiety, too much anxiety. So I am okay like meeting people in person and seeing where it goes.
Organic, man.
Shade to, yeah, organically. No shade to people who like date online, because I know a lot of people who have met their person online. My best friend did. So no shade to that. I just think it's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, me, like I said, everyone that I've actually dated, like actually dated, it's always organically how I meet that person. Now, once again, like you just said, I'm never going to take away from meeting someone online. If it works that way, hey, if you meet someone through another friend, whether that's like a blind date type of situation, if y'all hit it off, great. I feel like just for me, like it's always been kind of like that organic sense. Because it's like, it almost feels like it's kind of, excuse me, it's kind of meant to be. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I'll meet you at Kroger or some shit. It's like, damn, okay, I see that. Like,
and I want to go out to Kroger this day, but I needed asparagus, and there you are.
Asparagus, right? Well, but I thought you don't cook.
Sometimes I cook. I can cook.
You just don't like to. I know. I've heard you say it before.
Fine. Like too many other people cook, so why do I need to do it as well?
I don't know, because the guys that you liked wanted you to.
You know, funny story. Lots of guys I meet are the cooks, and they enjoy it.
You get you a Chef Boyardee or some shit.
They are Chef Boyardee?
I say you need to get you one.
Yes. Well, they're here in Atlanta, apparently. So now men are cooking, so I definitely don't need to do it.
Shit, I can throw down.
Sit my ass on this couch and drink my wine and supervise.
Right. That's funny as hell. Hell nah.
I just be living. That's just what I be saying.
Hey, it'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that sometimes. Do you cook, Ferris?
Man, I could throw down.
See? But does it matter if your woman cooks?
I mean, I would. Yes.
Why?
I'm just gonna say yes. Because, like, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, I just don't want to be the only one cooking. And I feel like, man, there's always that like one dish that, and I don't know if Michael can back this up, but like, there's always like if you're dating someone and then there's like this one thing that they can make that's good, and you're like, damn, like that's what I want. You know what I mean? And especially like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, does that make sense to you, Chardell?
Yes, you don't want to be the only one cooking. And if your lady makes a really special dish, you want her to cook that dish.
Correct. Because to me, like the best cooks that I know are my grandma, because she can throw down, and my stepmom. Now I feel like obviously, like as generations keep going on, like, you know, yeah, the men's, maybe it's just the man cooks, or maybe both cook. But I feel like, man, if you can find, for me, a woman that can actually like throw down and make some shit that like I can't get from my stepmom, I can't get from my grandma, like that's the shit. That's it. So that's why I say that. I don't just say it because it's like chauvinistic, like I need a woman to cook. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's dope if like she can make some shit that I've never had, or make it in a way that I've never had.
Gotcha. Fair. Does Mama White cook?
No. She has the same mentality as you.
See? We are busy professional when we ain't got time.
That is true. And like you just said, like my dad can throw down, but it's funny because like he's taking a step back. Like all my dad does is grill. My stepmom makes most of the meals, right? When my mom and dad were together, like my dad would cook. Because my mom was like, dude, I'm over here. I'm the breadwinner. Shit, I'm over here working. I'm hustling. You know, we got 2 kids. Like, you gotta do it. So trust me, I hear where you're coming from.
Yeah. I don't know if it would change if I like had a family. Probably, because I definitely believe that, like, so it's just me. So I can, like, eat whatever I want. I don't fucking care. I'm an adult. But I think if I had a family, I probably would cook more just in terms of, like, nutrition and, like, what's in all of, like, prepared foods. But I don't have that. So I get to eat Subway every day if I want to.
Not Subway. At least eat, was it Joe's? Moe's
Moe's aren't even the same.
No, but I'm saying Moe's is fire down there.
Yeah, and I haven't heard a lot. Like Chipotle has like a lot of salmonella and shit. I haven't heard about that from Moe's, so that's probably safer.
So, Chipotle is still fire. I don't give a fuck.
Well, is it like worth salmonella poisoning or E. coli poisoning? Because they have that pretty much every week.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you know what? I feel that.
Yep.
Sometimes
it sure is. To me, I mean, Chipotle is fire. Like, I've honestly stopped talking to a girl because she said she didn't like Chipotle.
That's hilarious.
What's the most pettiest thing that you used to stop talking about? Stopped talking to someone for?
I don't know, because I just feel like I just stop talking to people if I just like get tired. The pettiest thing I've stopped talking to somebody for. I don't know if it's petty, but like if you say you're going to call me and you don't, I'm like going to like not talk to you anymore.
So is it based off of consistency or?
Yeah,
is it like, so they typically have been like calling, or they say that they're going to call, they do call, and then all of a sudden they don't? Or is it just like that one time that they're like, hey, I'm going to call you, they don't, and you're like, fuck it?
No, they actually like started off pretty shitty with that. There's this guy I dated last year who would do that, like would say, oh, I'm gonna call you or FaceTime you or this or that, and like never do it, and would always call randomly and like be like, hey, like, are you up? Let's go get food or something like that. And it's just like to eat, so I would go. But then I would think like, you aren't even like, you said you would call me in the morning and you didn't. Like, I don't like that. So it like took a few times before I was like, we're done, because like you just literally are showing me you don't care about me. But I don't know if that's petty. I think that's just like I got tired of it. But I don't know if I've like not talked to somebody over something petty, if I'm being honest. Oh my gosh, this isn't petty. But if you're not in the South, you would say it was petty. When I was online dating, and even if I meet people in person, I'm a college football fan. And if you are an Alabama fan, I literally won't talk to you.
I can see that because you're from Georgia.
Yeah. So like when I've met people online, that's the first thing I ask. A, do you watch football? Do you watch college football? Who do you support? And I have stopped talking to people before they've said Alabama.
So just Alabama? Is Auburn in Alabama?
Alabama.
Is Auburn Alabama or Georgia?
Huh?
Is Auburn Alabama or Georgia?
Auburn is in Alabama. Yeah.
So what if it's Auburn?
Alabama though.
Okay.
If you're an Auburn supporter, I don't fucking care. Y'all, whatever. Tiger, y'all all right. Or Clemson Tigers, y'all fine. But if you are a University of Alabama fan and that's who you're cheering for, I will literally never talk to you again.
Okay.
Like that's the one. If any other SEC team is cool, but Alabama, whole red flag. Nope.
See, it's funny. One of my homegirls was like, her pettiest thing was like, this dude didn't like football. And she just couldn't understand how a guy doesn't like football.
I could hear that.
But so, like I said, mine is Chipotle. Like, as soon as she was like, yeah, I don't like Chipotle. Like, I'm not saying you got to be like, I eat this shit every goddamn day, or like, that's my go-to. But, like, how do you not like Chipotle? I don't know. I don't get it.
Right.
I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's real out here in these streets. Like, people be playing. And I ain't got time for this football mess. So, if you're an Alabama fan, get out of my face. I don't watch NFL like that. So, that doesn't bother me.
You're a Falcons fan. I wouldn't watch that shit either.
Well, falls out. If you say you're a Saints fan, I'm gonna raise an eyebrow, but it ain't like the Falcons out here doing nothing, so we cool. But oh no, Alabama college fan, get out of my face.
Yep.
That's my number one petty thing.
I got something to say. Can I say something really quick?
Yep.
Yeah, so I love college football, and I'm a Ducks fan and a Pac-12 fan, and I would say you're being petty. I agree with you. I know you guys can't see me, but you're right. Alabama fans, I would immediately just, like, if I met a girl and we liked each other, but she was just a huge Alabama fan, I would immediately think she's a follower. She's a grandstander. Like, just jump on the bandwagon. Like, they win every game every year. Like, oh, how hard is it? Like,
right.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, I can see that.
There we go. They're definitely like stacking their players with steroids or whatever.
So I went to Georgia State Panthers, but I gotta rep the home squad. So I'm a Gophers fan, and they're fucking been. We just now got good. I mean, we were good like late 90s, early 2000s. But so, yeah, I definitely feel that. Like, if you're, I feel like there's a couple teams that if you rock with them, like, automatic, like, dude, you're a bandwagon. Ohio State, Penn State,
Buckeyes.
Miami Hurricanes, Alabama, and Texas Longhorns.
Gotcha.
Like, immediately, it's just like, dude, you just want, and I feel like NFL.
Notre Dame?
Oh, Notre Dame, yes. NFL. Packers, Patriots, anywhere Tom Brady's at, and the Steelers, yeah. But people will probably talk about me because I'm a Cowboys fan. They'll be like, well, Cowboys too, but what? You cut out, what?
I was waiting to bring that up.
Oh, what you got to say? You have nothing to say. Stop it. Stop.
You said enough. You're a Cowboys fan. That's all that needs to be said.
Yeah, I mean, that's the greatest
people will come for you.
Greatest team in American history, man, right there.
I don't any of that is true.
Okay.
No. I can't wait for this season. I'm going to literally watch them so I can talk shit every time they lose a game.
Okay, well, you talk shit anyway, but I guarantee you won't be able to. Matter of fact, do we play this year? Nah, we don't play the Falcons. And you're not going to make the playoffs, so we'll see y'all next year.
Is that right? Hilarious. Too much.
No.
All right, Frank. You want to move on to what has you exhausted?
Yeah, definitely. What has me exhausted? Shit. That's a good question. I would say, like, I work, I guess you could say, the service industry, do security at a bar. I've said it plenty of times. You should know by now. You can see it on the sweatshirt right here. I think that I feel like the sense of entitlement that comes with a lot of people being out, and that's just in society in general. But I feel like, especially in a bar setting, like, I had this one person. So there's this guy who the servers were saying that he groped them.
Oh, no.
Right. And so we were in the process of kicking this individual out. And then he's like, something like, that's why you're making minimum wage, da da da. I'm like, dude, I work here for fun. Like, I work here so I'm not spending money when I'm out. Like, okay. Like, is that supposed to hurt my feelings or something? That, I mean, just people just like assume that they can talk to you anyway. Just because you're in the service industry. And that's why, I'm not going to lie, this has opened my eyes to wanting to be a better tipper. Just make sure that I'm making sure that, like, at the end of the day, I get done eating, I try to, it's called deconstruct your table, but like, I make sure everything is set in the middle. I make sure that everything is like cleaned up for that server because they're relying on those tips. They're not fucking really making anything besides the tips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I do.
And ultimately, if you don't tip, then they're actually paying for your meal. So I feel like, certain things like that, but I would just say ultimately entitlement in general, but especially entitlement in the service industry is exhausting as hell.
I'll jump on that bandwagon because I went to a fast food restaurant the other day. That's something I enjoy about being in the South. It was Popeyes. They are more abundant. So I was excited.
You need to go to Zaxby's.
Zaxby's is all right. I like Popeyes better.
I will kill you.
But same thing happened. Like, this guy, this older guy, there was a young lady who was doing like cashiering. She was working there. And she must have like been keying something in too fast or wrong or whatever. And this old black man must have been frustrated. And he was like, see, if you like slow down and do something, you wouldn't have to ask me anything more. And like, see, whatever. He was just like really rude, actually. And so I'm also over people being shitty to like service work and just like service workers. Because, sir, what's the big fucking deal? Like, what do you get out of berating this young woman?
Right.
So like, I definitely like, so when I went up to the girl, I was like, hey, nice. And then just like thanked her, because if no one showed up to work, where were you going to eat, sir?
Right.
Where were you? And you don't get to just be mean to people just because, like, so I'm definitely over that too. You know, especially Panera's super short staffed. But I don't blame these workers for not working for poverty wages. I wouldn't do that shit either. But also the workers that do show up, they don't deserve our like mean attitude. So I'm always like extra nice when I'm out. Because yeah, people are shitty just for no reason other than they just want to be shitty.
Right. And it's like, if you're just because like you're having a bad day, like, dude, don't take it out on other people. I hate those type of, I don't hate, that's very strong, but I strongly dislike people who like, if they're having a shitty day, then like, hey, everyone else got to have a shitty day just because I am.
Right. Are you spreading that shit?
Right. And so, yes, ultimately, in the service industry, be good to your staff or to the staff, to the individuals that are making your food, because that's one thing you don't want to piss off is someone who is touching or dealing with your food, because they will fuck your shit up. So you're talking about the salmonella and E. coli?
Yeah.
I think that's where it's coming from. I think it's some pissed off ass people being rude, and them Chipotle workers ain't taking that shit. They're like, all right, you want to talk that shit?
Right.
Literally, you're going to be,
I hear you.
Fucked up. Your stomach going to be fucked up.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
What an episode.
Man, it's gorgeous. So, y'all can find us, catch us, Chopping It Up Official, Instagram, Facebook. You can catch us on
wherever
Spotify,
you get your podcast.
Apple Music.
Yeah.
Pandora, YouTube. Thank you, Michael, for chiming in. You know, you're more than welcome to chime in anytime you want.
Appreciate it.
Once again, from the app to the trap. Thank you, Chartel. You've always been a great co-host. Appreciate you. Love you. Thank you for being, available, because I know you're in the process of moving down to a new state. So
yes, but I love this and I love you guys, so I'm always here.
For sure. Thank y'all for listening to another episode of Chopping It Up. Peace. We out.
Bye.